Hello, my name is Arlie and this is Arlie Tarot, and today we are going to be looking into the portal for June 6th, which is 6/6, and then um, kind of seeing how it plays out in the month because what came through with this sorry, I wrote it on my journal, and now I realized that I have like personal things here, so I'm gonna have to like cover them. All right. What came through for this reading, I'm gonna look at those two cards because I feel like they're significant, but anyways, was I always wanted to do a 6/6 portal reading anyways. That was the plan, but then like everything started to come through as I started to build this reading. So 6/6, right? And then 9 days later is 6/15, and 15 adds up to 6. And then 9 days after that is 6/24, which is 2 and 4 add up to 6. So it's literally 3 portals. So 3 is very significant, 9 is significant, 6 is significant. So 3, 6, 9, we all know that. We all know how magical that combination is. And just in general, it seems like the universe is very much ruled by 3s. But yeah, there's 3 portals, and the energy kind of wants to be moving through. So that's kind of like how the reading is built. I will be looking at these because I feel like it's part of the intro. Yeah, that's how the reading is built. I have one specific card for the portal itself, the initial opening of this, right? And then I have I've pre-shuffled and picked one oracle for each of those 3 key days, which is 6/6, 6/15, 6/24, to see how kind of like what is the theme that keeps kind of like trickling down, is how I'm seeing it from the initial opening of the portal. And then I have the Illuminated Tarot, which is I picked this deck to get advice from your ancestors, but when I was shuffling, it wanted to be the deck that is used to clarify things. So that's what I'm doing. It also fell today. I was cleaning and moving stuff around and literally slammed on the floor, and it makes sense. It makes sense as to why. Because I wanted to be in this reading. And then I have advice as well from Mother Gaia. I have advice that I pre-shuffled and picked, by the way. I just haven't looked at them, but we'll look at them together. We're going to get advice for overall as well. So yeah, you have 3 choices here. Everything is very synchronistic in the sense of I started, when a reading comes through, I don't know about other readers, but I'm kind of assuming it kind of happens for us all in the same way, where you start with a channel, you start with an idea, and then it kind of just tumbles and becomes its own thing and like snowballs. And I was trying to find something to identify the piles, and I ended up going with these little hair clips that I have. There are butterflies, and butterflies are about transition. They are about transformation, and it really does feel like that kind of theme here. Also, 6 is the Lovers in Major Arcana, and 6, the Lovers, tends to be a very significant choice that is being made, and 6 being the overall energy kind of blanketing this portal is a very harmonious choice. Okay, harmony is definitely key here. So yeah, you have 3 choices. You have pile 1 with the blue butterfly. You have pile 2 with the like neon orange one, and then pile 3 with the lilac one. I wrote purple on my thing, but sorry, on my notebook, but I'm now realizing that's more like lilac, but so yeah, those are the 3 choices. I'm going to be looking at these 2 cards because okay, when I was shuffling the deck to clear its energy and kind of get into the messages that are kind of for me. Like they wanted me to pick a card, so I picked it. And this is the card that came out. Okay. And the 10 of Wands in reverse. I like that. There is a choice. And please only take this if it resonates, because this feels like so general because it's in the intro. There is a choice to be made here that once it's made, the follow through of it is going to be very organic and very easy, but it's a grand, it's a very, it's a big theme in your life is what it feels like for the collective. And I guess we're going to tap into each little branch of the collective, if you will. So yeah, go ahead and pick your piles and I will see you in your readings. And obviously I'm going to start with pile 1 and I'll see you there. Hi, pile 1. If you guys picked the blue butterfly, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to leave this little guy over here. Do we want to do it like, no, like this. All right. And then if you missed the intro, I would highly suggest you go watch the intro, but you don't have to. We are looking into the June 6th portal, which is 6/6. And then since we also have 6/15, 6/24 in this month, and those numbers add up to 6, I'm seeing it as like a trickle down energy. But initially, this is the main theme here for your portal that's opening tomorrow, because I'm filming this on the eve of this energy. Oof, the seed. Wow, that is so powerful. This is exactly what I mean when I say, you guys nailed it right off the bat. This is what I mean when I say it ripples out. It's not just this opportunity that is being opened. In your case, it feels like probably a choice has already been made for you. Not for you. You've made the choice is what I mean. And now you're the 6/6 portal is helping you ripple this out into your reality, or ripple this out into the places that it needs to be in. It makes me think of water. It also makes me think of how powerful maybe something so small, because there's a pearl in the middle here, something so small, or something that was actually an irritant to, for example, in this case, a being, which is a clam, right? It's an oyster. A little grain of sand, which is so insignificant in the grand scheme of things, becomes a pearl, right? Maybe something that you guys have for a long time struggled with, you are finding its beauty, you are finding its harmony. Yes, the ripples also make me think of just things dissolving, and where it used to be maybe very concentrated. Like, let's say if this is something painful for you, and we'll look into more of this, but for some of you, if this was something that started from a painful place, the ripples not only help you to dissolve the energy into a more, what I want to say, it's a more harmonious, but like in an efficient way that it works for you. But you could also recognize how maybe this is a very deep soul wound that you've carried for many lifetimes. Because now I'm thinking of a tree, many years, many incarnations, many lifetimes. And just like you did in the other ones before, in this one, you're once again finding the gift within that. Wow. That is very powerful. And that is 66. Oh, wow. That is number 66. 6/6 portal. Like I said, pile 1, you nailed it. You literally nailed it. You nailed the energy that I was picking up on. That is crazy bananas. All right. That is number 66, right? I'm not going crazy. Yeah, it is the seed. Yeah. Page 197, just in case those numbers are significant. There's a lot of synchronicities that come with this energy. So I will be spitting out numbers and things to you, and take whatever resonates, okay? Wow. Let me put this up a little bit in case some of you want to pause and read and take notes for yourself, okay? And this side over here. Okay, all right. The beginning, the origin, the pearl. When light, generative, fertile, germinating and building. When dark, festering, stewing, and dormant. Not that you're, excuse me, not that this energy is dark or bad. If anything, it says it here, it's more of, it was dormant, and because it was dormant, it wasn't serving you correctly, it wasn't serving you fully, but now this portal wants to really open this up for you. Okay, and if you want to go deeper, James Hillman's Acorn Theory in the soul's code. Interesting. Okay, one of the alchemist's favorite images was the pearl. The irritant over time becomes the treasure. What is your grit? Oof. Yep. The true seed is elusive. If you follow any story towards its origin, it spirals further and further back in time. In this way, we are always the seed and always the fruit it bears. Wow, that is insane. That is really beautiful. That is so powerful. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed planted intentionally in the nourishing soul. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is the present in the beginning. The end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow whether you follow the imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there's a potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what ignites you, and it is a sure sign of growth to come. Ooh, what are you passionate about? Like I said, it feels like the irritant, the what was causing pain, or not just pain because because of what happened, but pain because you couldn't access this yet. It's opening up. It's allowing you to, like, it's almost like I'm seeing like someone reach in and like pull something out from an archive that they have as maybe soul lessons, wisdom, and you're able to understand it fully now. Okay, it's a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. Yeah, the irritant becomes the treasure. So maybe in this lifetime, you have a very specific pinpoint thing that you can be like, I know that changed me. And it first changed me through pain, suffering, struggle. And now you're seeing how when this has rippled out, now you have the opportunity to kind of see it from a totally different perspective. And not just see it, because I think you've seen it as a gift already. It's more of experience it from a different perspective. Okay, let's get into the cards that I've already pre-shuffled. So this is the initial energy, right? And then this is what kind of like a little bit of advice, or digging in a little bit more into each date. So 6/6, 6/15, 6/24. Okay. Oof, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. winter dream, gestation period. Talk about seed. 6 and 3. Talk about significant again. 6, 3s, and 9s are very significant. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative, accountability. The fractal, like, kind of imagery there is very interesting too. And it's like this turns into that. Okay. This kind of just, again, reiterates a lot of what I was picking up on, I think, even like imagery wise here. I think the main theme that you are given the opportunity to unlock here is just how, like, pride in this case. Sometimes pride can be something that we view as negative or maybe not as light as we would want it to be. But actually in this case, I'm hearing you've been humble too long. You've humbled yourself into submission of some kind, and now you have this opportunity here to flourish from still a humble place, but you're carrying, because you were in an extreme. So right, extremes are not, it's not where we want to be. Everything has duality, but you want balance, right? So whereas pride can be an extreme, humility can also be an extreme. So they're saying the time to be humble it's in the past now. Because there's a sense of self-worth that is like bubbling up within you as well. And it's not just from within, it's more of your external inputs in your life are also giving you a bit of like, what is it like? They're giving you the energy of pride. They're helping you believe in yourself. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That's how you're alchemizing that energy. I also think that because you've been in the extreme of the humility side of things, you kind of you've put yourself maybe in the back burner for a while. But they're saying just how you see yourself and others, in the sense of you see yourself and others a lot of the times in the negative things. But now that it's like switching a little bit, like I think you give a lot of people grace because you recognize your faults in theirs. And it's not that you're passing judgment, not at all. If anything, it's completely opposite. You're more like, you realize now that your external world is also a representation of your inner world. But they're saying maybe focus on more of the good and more of the things to be proud of and celebrate more of that. If there's something, because yeah, and it's not that you're blinded to they want you to be blinded and be like all love and light. No, again, none of that, because we don't want to be in extremes. We want to be in balance. But since you've been in such an extreme before, now it's almost like you need to shoot it to the other side to then bounce back to the middle, right? There's something about that. It's time to see your good traits. It's time to see your good traits in out there in the world being reflected back to you. In the same way, they're saying the same way that you in the past or moving forward or right now, whenever you encounter something that you dislike or someone you dislike or an action or something that happens, you kind of like take it with a grain of salt and also give people grace. They're saying now it's time to also use that kind of energy, but transmute it in the sense of someone does something good and you admire it. Also realize that that is probably something that is reflective of you as well. Okay, very interesting. All right, I think that's like the initial spark. I feel like it's very like an eye-opening moment, maybe sacral and and root chakra are significant as well, just because of the imagery here. And then on the 15th, I feel like there's something about you taking all of this information in and everything you've received and kind of mulling it over. There might be a little bit of your call to rest on that day, as much as you can. I feel like your dreams are going to be very significant on the 14th and the 15th, you know, either or. And then on the 24th, you're ready. I think you're manifesting this. If you're not an artist, I would be very surprised. Quite literally, this is literal and also figuratively in your life, is what I'm hearing. And also, anytime that you create, you're very close to the divine. You are divine, right? But when you create, you're in a trance. They're saying the best way for you to manifest is through your creativity at this time. You might feel like it's so much easier to tap into it as well. Okay, I'm gonna get some tarot to kind of dig into this a little bit more, because I feel like everything is very figuratively and like, but I want to get a little bit more specific. And I feel like your ancestors are the ones who want to be getting specific. So yeah, for a lot of you, this has to do with past lifetimes, and also just you being like an old soul. Like you could be one of your own ancestors is what I'm getting. Like you could come through, your energy, a fraction of your soul, if you will, comes through as a spirit guide, as an ancestor, but it's really you. Wow. Yeah, look at that imagery again. Very, 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 I want to say simpatico, and I don't know why I want to say that. I just saw, 2222 on the timer, but I also saw 2202. So 222 could also be significant. Also, it's up to 6, but the Wheel of Fortune, and this is the 10 of Cups, but in this deck, we have a double meaning for things. So this is also the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the path ahead for you is so protected, and it's protected, look, like ancestral, because I'm seeing DNA here. I'm also seeing arrows, and the arrows make me think of Sagittarius energy. It makes me think of you knowing where you want to direct a certain energy, and doing so, quite literally doing so. This also makes me think of a tree. It kind of looks, you see like ripples. It's just all like, it all adds up. It's what I'm getting. And you might feel yourself like you see things around you add up to like a precise message, or you know, you kind of you have this intuitive knowing about things, and you ask for confirmation and you get them instantly, Pawan. Look at that. Interesting. So this is the 5 of Wands, and this is also the Devil card in this deck. With the 5 of Wands, usually the 5 of Wands is 3 people having a fight, kind of like an argument, and the regular depiction of tarot is what I'm saying. But also, not every card in this deck is a major arcana. Like not every card in this deck has a double meaning. And that literally ties into the theme of your reading as well, where it's the irritant becomes the gift, right? So the devil is something that, those are the shackles that you're breaking probably. On the 15th, the devil energy wants to help you see through the shadows of things, and it would make sense why you're in gestation period. That's why I was saying like you need to rest, and your dreams could be very significant. I feel like your dreams want to unburden something in your psyche is what I'm getting. And your dreams want to show, because you see the eyes being closed makes me think of like, yeah, you're in like a dream state, and that fairy snail slash being is sleeping there too. I mean, winter's dream, hello. Ooh, this tells me too that this could be something that you have been, what is it? Alchemizing. You've been healing. You've been trying to find the meaning behind since last winter. So probably November of 2024 until now. I like the devil here, because you know what? The devil alongside the card that is the Five of Wands makes me think that this is like the internal struggle that you're dealing with. Maybe the internal struggle of this this big realization that you're having, or more of a confirmation that you're having as well. And your dreams want to help you understand this a little bit further. They want to free, I'm getting free some information up to you. It's easier to deliver it. It's what I'm hearing through a dream. Pay attention to your dreams on the 14th and the 15th, okay? All right. Also 17th for some reason. All right. I don't know. I just work here. All right. Let's see one more card for... Ooh. I said one card, so I'm only gonna take one, even though I saw the moon and I saw the 10 of Wands. So let's see. Look at that. Huh. More passion, more passion, more energy, more Wands energy. This is just a 2 of Wands. It doesn't have a double meaning here. Yeah, but there's that duality to you again. Creative accountability is interesting, because now I'm focusing on that phrase. Before I was just looking at artists and manifestation, but now creative accountability, that might have to do with the fact that you have opportunities coming up here to manifest certain things. They're like, I want you to use your power wisely, and I feel like you're going to anyways, but they want to reiterate this. They want to double down on it, if you will. With the number 2, it makes me also think of making a choice. The 2 of Wands usually is quite literally about making a choice. And you know what? It's interesting because the regular depiction of the 2 of Wands is someone holding the world and also a wand, a staff, if you will, on the other. And with that holding the world kind of thing, that leads me back to the accountability. It's almost like this image here too. This person here, they're creating, they're sending their energy into something, and then seeing it slowly like manifest. That's where they want you to have accountability here. You guys are very, very powerful. And if you don't feel like you are right now, you're like, I feel like I don't have too much power. That's probably what is being unlocked here, okay? Whatever feels like it's coming from a place of a wound that you have maybe, I'm not going to say unconsciously been healing, because it feels like a very conscious choice, to be honest. Know that this is now giving you empowerment. It's serving you with empowerment. And maybe in the past or before this, you've been kind of walking the path of your journey here, thinking, yeah, everything that has been an irritant becomes a treasure eventually for me. But you haven't totally, completely had proof about it. When I tell you, Padawan, this feels like you're getting full-on, concrete, 3D proof, okay? I mean, this is the Wheel of Fortune, okay? 10 of Cups. Wish fulfillment, happiness. There's that inner wisdom, the inner work has been done. So the wheel is moving now. Fate is moving in your favor. you've reached a point. I'm hearing now, like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain this. Hold on. You know, like when you're traveling or something, like whether maybe I'm seeing someone travel by like train or something, and you've reached your destination kind of thing. You've reached a point, a checkpoint, if you will, in your life. And it feels like a checkpoint. Not because necessarily you're checking in. In a way, it's more of why do they want to call it a checkpoint? That is really interesting. Maybe because you're someone who every time something manifests for you, you kind of you go back, and like if you journal, you go back in your journals and you're like, when did I first receive this kind of information or whatever? Or maybe you're someone who takes stocks of your life as well. You're someone, yeah. Oh, you're digging for information too. Well, this portal opening up in Gemini season, it's not by coincidence, honestly. Geminis are very inquisitive. Also, heavy Capricorn energy here. And Capricorn makes me think of, ooh, this is really beautiful. Two of Cups, and this is also Temperance. So yeah, Capricorn makes me think of Saturn. Maybe you're Saturn ruled. And this would make so much sense. That just the theme of your life, you know, Saturn is someone that the energy that teaches you through time. It teaches you through trial and error. It teaches you through hardships, what you can perceive as hardships when it's happening, but in retrospect, oh, that's what you do. When you in retrospect, you're like, that was a gift all along. It took time for the wisdom to anchor in. And the thing about Saturn is, once the gift is here, once the gift is received, you can trust it. It's stable. It's a foundation. Because Saturn comes in to disrupt the faulty, flaky BS that the fake. I'm hearing paradigms. The fake anything in your life. It won't let it stay, or it will let it stay for a while. But then it will crumble around you because it needs to teach you. So if you resonate with that, maybe you are Saturn ruled. All right, let's get some advice for you. Merkaba 33, master teacher number. Look at you. Movement, long distance travel, excitement. So some of you could be moving. Some of you could be traveling. That's why I was seeing like a train station, or like an airport, or I don't know, some kind of a place where announcements are being made when people arrive and when people leave, or something like that. But also astral travel could be for some of you, because when you activate this, it becomes, this is actually the Chariot, by the way. This is where this becomes a Chariot in tarot, if you will, because this is all you need, really. All you need is yourself to do anything, to be honest. You are the vessel, but you are also the tool, and you're also the manifestor, and you're also the magician, and you know what I mean? Like, all you need is you. You're very complete. Maybe that's also something that you're coming to understand. And this is helping you moving forward. Where there was stagnation, now there is movement. So any theme in your life, any aspect of your life where you felt like you've been, trying to get this moving, trying to get this to flow. And it's not because you're forcing it. It's more of you're doing it because you feel called to already, because you're a creator, but you haven't seen really any results from it. You're getting some, okay? And these two are advice from Gaia, okay? Oh, wow. 47. Dragonfly spirit with ancestors. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that makes so much sense. Your ancestors might be coming through in dreams, okay? Past lives could be something that you're reliving, or certain specific moments in past lives. You might be reliving them in your dream state. You might want to journal your dreams this entire month, to be honest, from this reading on, by the way. Excuse me, that is confirmation. I don't even know what I choked on. It was like air. Excuse me. Okay. So we have water element, air element. I like that, air. Well, the thing about dragonflies is that they're water, they're air, and they're earth, to me anyways. All right, expansion, fuck yeah. I mean, Gemini energy again. And then we have the crown with divine channel. That's why your dreams are important. And we also have the throat with communication. Oh, that's why I was choking on my words, or the air, or whatever. Okay. Let's read. So this is the EcoFam Fantasy Oracle. And when I was going to shuffle this deck to get advice, this is the card that was at the bottom, the one that's Gaia. So that's why I said these two are going to be from Gaia, because that's what I was just called to say. So just a little bit of a background there. Interesting that this star is also here. Do you see that? Starlight, awakening to the mission. Ooh, that could be significant for some of you too. All right. Ancestors. Ancestors of your family and soul lineage are speaking to you. This is a sign to dive into discovering your ancestry and spirit family. They watch over you and offer their help. Ask and listen for their whispers. If you've been asking for help, it is on the way. Practice healthier habits to honor them. Releasing ancestral trauma may be a part of your path at this time. Lineage, spirit, family, whispers, guidance, and ancestral trauma. Yeah. Trauma is a big thing here. I feel like, again, the irritant is maybe some very specific points, or very specific things that have happened to you. Maybe not just in this lifetime, to be honest. And maybe not to you, maybe to ancestors as well. Because you are your ancestors and they are you, in a way, if you think about it. I'm also seeing like your entire lineage, right? It's just people standing next to each other holding hands. And when you take a step forward towards your healing, it's like everybody takes a step forward. It's that ripple effect, if you will. All right, that's very beautiful, actually. Okay. And patience. The thing is that I think you've been patient. You've been very patient. Pause before you take action. Trust that the divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. Yeah. This is why they want you to create and just manifest and play around and be you, with accountability, right? With intention, if you will. But nonetheless, there's something very beautiful wanting to like, it wants to like be everything you see, in a way. Like it wants to just encompass everything around you. And it's a very beautiful energy. It's pure, raw, like creativeness as well, Pawan. And that is so like divinely, it's such a divine gift. But I'm also hearing right now, it's so interesting. It's a divine gift, but it's also something you've earned, okay? This has been many lifetimes coming, many years, as far as like this incarnation, many years coming. It's like it trickles from lifetimes to many years to then many months, right? It kind of like that is what I'm seeing. Okay. Whew, I think we are done. Are we done? Yes. We are done with you, Pawan. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, for trusting me to deliver this message. June is going to be an amazing month for you. I really hope that this helps. Not just with confirmation, but just in general, give you a little bit of tools, right, to move through this energy and get what I'm hearing is get the most out of it, because there's a lot to get from it. Ooh, I'm seeing like a record, because like if I spin this, do you see that? Like a record playing. Maybe music is significant for some of you as well. You know what? It's so trippy, because the more that I look at this card now, it's almost like glistening. And even though it's not, it's like matte, it's black and white except for the pearl, okay? But like me, like as an illusion or something like that. It's like an optical illusion to me right now. Wow. Yeah, there's so much magic around you. I think you're tapping into an energy as well that lets you very clearly see the magic around you, and not just see it, but be able to transmute it or use it for something. Excuse me again. Confirmation. All right. Thank you again, Pile 1, and I hope to see you in other readings. Thank you so much for your support. Bye-bye. Bye, Pile 2. Oh, sorry, I was in the middle of yawning, but I felt like saying hi to you right away, so just letting go of that Pile 1 energy so we can get into your reading for that 6/6 portal. And then I don't know if you missed the intro. I hope you didn't. If you want to go watch, because there's a little bit of a breakdown and explanation of this reading, but we are looking into something that this portal wants to kind of crack open for you. And then because June has June 6th, June 15th, which adds up to 6, and June 24, which also adds up to 6, we're kind of breaking it down, see how this energy trickles into a little bit of every 9 days of the month, if you will, if you want to look at it that way. So 9s are significant, 3s are significant for all of you, and obviously 6, 3, 6, 9 could also be significant. I feel like anybody who's spiritual has encountered 3, 6, 9 along their journey, or sees it as something that is important, or a key point, or something like that is what I'm getting for some of you. For some reason, I feel like holding my labradorite stone, so maybe some of you want to work with labradorite. Obviously, if you guys picked the neon orange pinkish butterfly, this is your reading. What is this about? Oh, okay. A gape. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very intense energy. 72. Number 72, 7 and 2, or also 9 or 27 could be significant here. I can see why. Even, this stone, the colors here, I don't know if it's flashing or not. I see them here too. Some of you could be, could find yourself actually candle gazing. You could find that there is, you're scribing with like a black mirror and a candle as well. There's a lot of channeling, because I use this stone to channel, or when I need to. My hands just got super warm all of a sudden. That is not a coincidence either. All the flames there are kind of like drawing me into a twin flame kind of thing. And what's interesting about the twin flame thing is that I've been getting a lot of information and like not just downloads, but more of synchronistic things that come into my reality, right? The kind of, if you want to look at it as, what is the word for that? Disclosure of information. I'm sorry. You know how sometimes movies or TV shows that show up in your reality kind of mirror not your life per se, right? But kind of the theme that you've been living or whatever. That's what I'm getting from that. It's like, but the reason why I brought up twin flames is because obviously there's 4 flames there, and these 2 are twins because they look alike, and these 2 are twins, and then these 2 are twins, right? There's a lot there. There's a lot there, but we'll get to it. What I was talking about twin flames is I gotten like suggested videos and like stuff like that it's explaining how soulmates or twin flames or high level soulmates, sometimes it's in human form, sometimes it's a tree, it could be an animal, it could be in human form but not meant to be romantic at all, which I kind of already knew that, but your soul being fragmented into 2, and one of them incarnating alongside you as a tree or an animal is very interesting to me, but it would make sense as well, right? Why not? There's something about maybe, and that could be a message for some of you, okay? To kind of dig into what you've previously believed about things, because again, you have an opportunity here. Something's opening up for you to like understand something further, but they want you to understand things further from a very like grand scope. There's not just one linear thing that this should represent, or just not just one definition of what this is. They want you to open your mind up very, very, very much, okay? Very, very, what is it? They want you to be very receptive to everything that could be coming in, okay? And obviously take it with a grain of salt. But also there's something about how every belief is entrapment as well, right? Kind of like that. They want you to just see everything, not from a doubtful point, but more of a, well, I can see how that's possible. And well, if I continue that theme of, maybe my twin flame, if you feel like you're a twin flame, it's not actually a person that I'm meant to be romantically involved with. We're just meant to parallelly live our lives and bounce off each other, to learn, or you're learning how, or you're kind of discovering how something that you thought was about this specific thing in your life, it's actually not. Or this person's meant to be in your life for this reason, not what you previously thought, something like that. And then that doesn't have to be a person. Again, we'll see what this is, but all right. So for interesting, patience again. Patience was the last card that we got on pile 1. So that's interesting. Okay. And it was a totally different deck too. It was the Unicorn Oracle. So patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Divine timing seems to be very significant here too. I can see how there's this could definitely be about a soulmate or a twin flame that you are meant to be with, okay? Which is why divine time and patience is here. For others of you, it could be about a twin flame, but it is not in the sense that you think, and they're gonna give you the information that you need to understand this. I'm also getting with this, that the divine timing of your life is going to be like explained. There's an opportunity. This portal opens something, quite literally opens something up for you to understand what divine timing in your life is about, or why certain things have happened the way that they have had to happen. Let me look at the book for, sorry, I was like getting ahead of myself, but let's read about this. So 211. So once again, 2 and 2 could be significant. 2 and 11, Look at the page that I opened this to, the flame. 166, 167. Look at, you see what I mean? There's something about that. Okay. Let's there's a lot of this, you know what? It's really interesting. A lot of this feels so specific and personal to each of you, which is why I feel like I'm getting like a lot of like different things, and I'm not focusing on one specific theme, if you will. It's so personal. But what I want you to take from here, or what your spirit guides want you to take from here, is that you are getting the information you need to understand this, is what I'm getting, okay? Maybe not from me here, maybe not everything, but you will be getting it, okay? All right, let me focus on here so that you guys can pause this if you want to and read it, or take notes, whatever you want to do. All right. Devotion, unconditional love. Should have seen that coming. When light, service, reverence, honor, and joy. When dark, spiritual bypassing and righteousness. Spiritual bypassing is interesting because I don't feel like you do that, but maybe some of the things that you've been kind of taking as truth about your journey, again, especially if we're talking about you feel like you are a twin flame, okay? You need to broaden the scope when it comes to this. You need to look beyond the romantic, look beyond the partnership part, look beyond the, look beyond it. There's something about broadening the scope of things. And then to go deeper, children's choir from around the world. Interesting. Singing could be significant. And a choir makes me think of church. And again, there we go again with the theme of every belief is a trap. Every belief is actually just another little box that you put yourself in. And sometimes even spirituality can be like that, or certain things that we understand, we have a limited understanding of it because we can only see it through this lens. But now you're able to see it through a different one, maybe a broader scope, okay, is where you're having access to with this portal. Agape can also be felt as an overwhelming love of family, partner, and community. Recognize it by a deep swelling of gratitude. Oh, so like a lot of emotion could be bubbling up for you as well. The Greek word agape informs the English word agape. Okay. To have mouth agape is to have the mouth agape is to be awestruck by something of breathtaking delight. We are made humble once again. Oof. You know what? I just got as well. I'm so sorry. It's all over the place. This is very much. You're gonna have to just take what resonates here, pal, too. But this also feels like this is about you, obviously. But if you are a twin flame, this feels like your person as well, being awestruck by them also receiving this information. Oh wow. And I'm quite literally hearing, and I'm even getting super emotional. I'm hearing, how did I not know that we mirrored each other in this way? How did I not recognize? Someone literally saying, how did I not recognize you before? Or like, not that they didn't recognize you at a soul level, but it was like shoved down or something. It was hidden. Wow. Okay. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddesses, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? So it's just the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by a sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. Yeah, it feels like this just wants to be a flowing of information, a flow of understanding for you, and it could leave you in a state of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I did not realize that this was what this meant for me. Like, I did not realize that what I was putting into this category, or kind of like labeling this in this way, was actually this much more. There's much more to something, is what you're discovering here. This card can indicate this card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve and understand. I want to add that on there. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and like a healing balm to the modern soul, it affects lasts a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worshipped every day, consciously or unconsciously. Worship every day, believed, what are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead? That also kind of wants to ask you the question of what your beliefs and what you believe to be true about your life and those around you and those that you are connected to. Where does that lead you? How is that serving you as well? Okay, let's look at 615. Jesus Christ. Exactly. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. When I tell you, we spoke about mirrors, we spoke about someone literally realizing who you were and kind of realizing that they didn't recognize you for who you were to begin with. I want you to see how these two cards look alike as well, color-wise. It's almost like this that's happening in the background here is actually this. Does that make sense? It's like, also, the ego that we have to kind of tame sometimes and teach and love with and understand, but also, once again, set a straight, if you will, could be pushy when it comes to believing whatever information is coming through. Okay, they could not like it. The ego self could have a little bit of a problem here, accepting the truth that is coming in, the clarity that is coming in. Whether this theme is kind of like about you or your person, you're gonna feel it regardless, is what I'm getting, pal, too. So keep that in check, if you will. Also, it would make sense that they're asking for patience right off the bat, because you could be receiving a lot of confirmation and information on the 6th. But like that foreshadowing could drive anybody crazy, because you're like, okay, well, now that I know this about this person, or yeah, it feels like a person, I'm not going to change it. I was going to be like, oh, it could be a thing. No, it's a person. If that doesn't resonate with you, pal, too, something like I said, the twin flame, the high level soulmate, the being connected to someone, and you feel something bubbling up and clarity coming in, and this is not for you, and please don't make it fit, okay? But yeah, it's you having this foreshadowing in a way, is what I'm getting, could make you a little bit impatient. It could be like, well, now that I have all this information, when is it happening? What's going on? So on the 15th, you're being asked to calm the ego a little bit, okay? Help it understand, if you will. All right. And on the 24th, perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out and common ground. Talk about quite literally perspective. Look at the earth being a tiny little thing. They're like, in the grand scheme of things, pal, too. This is how you you arrive at patience, I feel like, honestly. You realize that the information being opened up for you, the information that you have access to now, is wants to give you perspective. It was not to trigger you, or maybe it was, but to give you perspective, right? It was not to make you impatient. It was more meant to be disclosure, like, of information, so that you can, and you're moving through it very gracefully, to be honest. Because look at how you're ending the month. You're ending this energy, not ending it, but like you're wrapping it up with perspective. So it gives me like a sense of calm. It gives me a sense of like, I want to I'm super emotional about it, and I don't know why, but oh my God, hold on. I feel like crying. And I'm not even like, I don't feel like I'm tapping into anything emotional, but like I quite literally tears, okay? Tears. It could be the tears are from a place of, damn, like I actually I accomplished moving through this energy. I understand it, and I have peace because I have perspective. That's why they want to bring this information in for you, because you need peace. You deserve it, and you're gaining it. And with this portal is helping you with it. Maybe this has been a very, very trying connection for you. What I saw in the videos about the twin flame thing, I might link it for you, but I also don't want to feed you the information that I've been receiving, because I feel like that's kind of I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but it feels like I don't want to give you a narrative, because that's kind of what they want you to break out of, right? They want you to like either wait and receive or go looking, and you know that you'll find it, and then you got to trust your intuition, okay? But what I got was what I saw. So one channel was that twin flames are those people that incarnate, and they split the soul in two because they want to experience this lifetime not just as one being but as another as well, and they do it for soul growth, for rapid soul growth. So that kind of that resonated with me heavily. I feel like I experienced what you are going through, or will be going through already, to be quite honest about too. A lot of the times when you're a reader or an intuitive, that happens. The energy you experience at first, and then eventually it becomes a reading, or it becomes a channeled message, or it becomes something that you pass on, if you will. But yeah, I thought that was so interesting, that this person channeled this information about how, and they were channeling beings from the 11th dimension, by the way. 11 could be very significant. But yeah, they channeled, and I was like, that makes so much sense to me. It gave me perspective for sure. I feel like you're getting that. That's what you're getting. Okay. I love that they used that example so that I could understand what the heck I was picking up on here. All right. Let's use some tarot to see if we can get a little bit more specific. But I feel like this is already so specific, guys. It's such a specific theme here for Pal 2. So you're getting the keys, the understanding. The third eye is, the crown is significant. It's crown, third eye is significant as well. So this is the 5 of Pentacles in this deck, but this is also the Hierophant. Which speaks about commitment, speaks about marriage as well. It speaks also about worship and maybe that kind of commitment as well. I'm seeing Christianity because I'm seeing a fish right here. I've never noticed that before. But maybe Christianity or Catholicism is significant here as well. but also there's 3 pentacles here, so it makes me think of the Holy Trinity too. And that also makes me think of like your duality, your neutrality, your light and your dark, and you kind of balancing that, understanding all of that, which helps you understand all of this information that's coming in as well. Also, I have to mention the Hierophant, right? It's the Pope in the Catholic belief, and the Pope is the closest thing to God, right? The closest messenger, the closest person that can speak to God in that kind of belief. So there's something about you quite literally having access to God consciousness, maybe Christ consciousness. Not that you don't have access to it already, but this is a very conscious thing that you're doing, and you're doing it from such like established presence. You have such a big presence. This could also talk about it like in the astro as well. You're known. You're not just anybody. And I hope you know that, but if you don't know, now you know. You heard it here. You have a big presence. You're also very well regarded. You know, I'm hearing maybe love or connection in the past, romantic connections have blinded you a little bit. You yourself would know this about yourself already, that you having this perspective, or you having this, inner knowing, inner wisdom, inner vision of how certain things are meant to play out with certain people, could have contributed to you kind of being stuck a little bit, and they want to unstuck that. They want to like make that energy move a little bit here, and they know that they need to do that through information, because I think you're a seeker of information. Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, well, you definitely freaking are. Look at you with the Ace of Swords. Clarity is coming when the ego is it's calm, and not just sublimation in the sense of, because they don't want, the practice of like believing wholeheartedly and like blind faith is not something, is not a theme in your spiritual journey that you are experiencing. You're not meant to experience that kind of thing here. You are, like I said, you're a seeker of information. So the ego sublimation happens through the arrival of information, right? It's like you don't get to calm this energy and completely, use it for what it's meant to, which is to soothe the ego, unless you get it through information. It has to be, there's something about you having a very tit for tat kind of relationship with your spirit guides here, when it comes to hey, if you want me to really believe something, I'm gonna need the full scope kind of thing, right? Which again, you commandeer this energy of wisdom, which is why you are being delivered things in this way as well. Which is why I'm hearing it in this sense, which is why you can get away with this, this very specific rule of, and it's not that anybody cannot get away with it, or everybody can set their own boundaries when it comes to communication with the divine or ancestors or spirit guides in general, God himself, themselves. But yeah, there's something about your spirit guides being like, you get away with this, Paul, too, because you've freaking earned it, brother. Like, this is crazy, okay? It's like, you've been so patient. You've been so accepting. You've had faith, not necessarily blind faith, but sometimes you have blind faith, because maybe there's an overload of information that you sometimes receive, or you receive things that are so far ahead of the timeline that you're in right now, or the moment where you're in, that you cannot be at peace unless you literally surrender to your faith, is what I'm getting. But that doesn't mean it's blind faith, because you get the information that you deserve and the information that you need to therefore, in a way, have blind faith. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, let's see about perspective here. Wow, okay. This card jumped out and I'm taking it. The 10 of Cups, which is also the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, 5 and 10. 5 times 2 is 10. If you didn't know, oh, top of the deck, 10 of Pentacles. I'm taking this too. All right. Perspective. Common ground is interesting, because we're so kind of like far from ground. If you think about it, we're just floating out in space, looking at little tiny Earth. Baby Gaia is right along with us, growing and learning. And she is, and we are, and she's along for the ride, and we're along for the ride as well. This is crazy that I heard this, and now I want to say it, and it's like, I know what I'm gonna say right now sounds wild and very woo-woo, okay, Paul too. But you know, when I said about how twin flames, when they split their soul into, you incarnate maybe as a human, and then the other one goes, the other part of your soul goes into an animal, plant, another human being. Some of you you quite literally are connected to Gaia in that sense. And I feel like, and please let me know if this resonates, or some of you have received this information as well, because now I feel like maybe this is the first time that I'm seeing it this way or understanding it this way. But it's like Earth herself is a twin for a lot of souls, actually. And a lot of those souls are here in an accelerated growth in some kind of way. And there's a symbiotic relationship there. Not to say that anyone doesn't have access to connecting at a soul level with Gaia, but there's a lot of people who are incarnated in this lifetime right now who quite literally, the Earth is their twin in a way. And take that if it resonates and if it makes sense, or you know, some of that could make sense, but not all of it. Okay, that is really interesting. So none of it matters, but everything matters. You zoom out, but you should also zoom in. How you zoom out is by zooming in. If you think about it, you have to go within to kind of be able to like see the grand scheme of things, the grand scope, right? You kind of have to open up to new information, maybe more of the woo-woo, more of the spiritual, more of the out there concepts, to be able to then in return anchor in faith, anchor in your maybe ground this information too, because now I'm thinking of these are like what is it that I want to say? These are light codes that you're anchoring in, because someone needs to be able to understand them in order for them to be played out, right, in our simulation, if you will. Lots of movement here, but the movement comes together with a lot of foundation and being rooted in a very beautiful, grounded way. 10s are endings, but they're also beginnings, and you have the best 2 10s in the deck, to be honest. The ones that talk about prosperity, health, wealth, abundance, wish fulfillment, happiness. And ace it's a beginning as well. And Ace is a 1. So, and I feel like a lot of this comes from a place of information. Maybe you are someone who also is meant to pass on a lot of the information that you receive. Quite literally, this whole thing that I just channeled about how Earth could be twins for some people who are incarnated on Earth right now. Talk about a mind fuck. If you think about it, like the layers to all of that, that's a lot. That's a lot to like take in. But that kind of information could be something that you are someone who has channeled a lot of new concepts or new spiritual concepts or new spiritual kind of understanding of things. Maybe some of you already do this. Maybe some of you are being cracked open to be able to access certain things at this time as well. All right, let's move on to your advice. See what's going on here. Ooh, yep. I kind of already perceived a little bit of this. Men in Black, stalking, intimidation, and confrontation. So yeah, a lot of you do receive, get disclosure of a lot of things that are happening in our world, and the layers and the dimensions and the matrix of it all. You receive a lot of information, a lot of clarity. They're saying some of it you know when to store it, and some of it you know when to put it out there. So keep following that inner intuition of yours. Okay, you are safe, you are protected. I'm honestly hearing I'm hearing it in this way, but obviously, you know, this applies to it in a different way. But the more haters you have, the better you're doing. Like, if someone's hating on it, it's because you're probably on the right track. Or if a lot of people are not, maybe a lot of the people are not ready to receive what you are receiving, and therefore broadcasting. But that is okay. You're not for everybody is what I'm getting, which is a card actually in this deck. Yeah, you're not for everyone is what I'm getting as well. So like, be your weird self. It's okay. It's okay is what I'm getting with this as well. All right. And these two are supposed to be, oddly enough, advice from Gaia. So if that kind of resonated with you as far as Gaia being a soulmate of yours, hey, here we are. Okay. Boundaries, 38. Okay. Number 11 again. Accept nothing less than the truth. Remember, we had the Ace of Swords here. Accept nothing less than the truth is what I'm getting with this. Wow. That is powerful, Bao. You're a spiritual warrior as well. I mean, it's so on the nose, especially these two cards like that next to each other. But yeah, you are a spiritual warrior. I think you encounter a lot of ego-based, ego-ruled, or egocentric. Is that what I want to say? Beings, people. But you are activating to them. I think you bring a lot of authenticity, and authenticity becomes truth in a way, right? So in you being authentically, like I said, be authentically yourself, a weirdo if you need to, you know, phrase it like that, or if you feel that way. But because you know what, nothing else will do, quite honestly. Your spirit, your soul will not be happy unless you are truly yourself. Because again, since you demand this energy, you command this energy within, is what also shows up in your reality. So that's why you shatter people's egos, or you shatter people's maybe even perceptions of you, ego perceptions of you, right? That's how other people could be, like, you know how people project their own shit onto others? We all do it. We all do this, okay? Some of us just recognize that we're doing it, and some of us don't. So I feel that you're someone who helps people recognize when they are just projecting onto you. Because nothing but authenticity will do, is what I'm getting. All right. This is fire energy with passion. And then we also have the root chakra with security. And we have the throat with communication. So powerful. By the way, this is from the Ecofem Fantasy Oracle. And I just felt like Gaia wanted to speak here through this. So that's why this is, ooh, 88. I like that. All right. Accept nothing less. It's a fine line to draw. That the line that separates what you accept with what you don't. Speaking your truth or putting up defenses can ruffle people's feathers, but this isn't about them. It's about you. You wouldn't be at this point if you didn't have to be. Hold your sword of truth and protect what is sacred to you. You have a right to set the rules of your own life. Holding others accountable can be important on your life path. Defense, standards, truth, self-protection, discernment, and accountability. Yes, 100% fully resonates with everything that was happening here. Again, you are, again, your spirit guides said, and they phrased it in the way of like, you can get away with setting such strong boundaries with us because you've earned it. You've done the work for it. So now this theme is carrying over in a way. Moving forward, you're gonna see how this plays out, not just with your spirit guide, not just with your own ego, your own spirituality, your inner world, but in your outer world as well. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely about a twin flame for a lot of you. And twin flames in the sense of you're meant to be together. You're meant to be in union. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. Soul family could be very significant as well. But yeah, that could be something that you've had to be very patient with this other part of your soul that's out there, right? Because it's taken them a while to catch up a little bit. But then again, that's what you're here for. You're here to experience things from a duality place, from a place of, individuals having their own experience, but at the same time, it's all coming together anyways. It's kind of like for the same purpose because it's the purpose of your soul growth, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, it feels like you might be tapping into what's opening here with this portal is you having a lot of discernment when it comes to who you're dealing with or who you're meant to continue to be like in community with, in partnership with, and who is really here as a support system for you and who is not meant to be like play a big role in your life, or maybe you're giving too much energy towards certain people, places, and things that are not it's not that how do I want to phrase this? It's not that you use them and you're done with them. It's not like that. They don't serve you anymore, but for a reason, because there's a next chapter coming in here. And I could definitely see how if someone else is also coming in and like I said, maybe they're the ones saying like a certain truth to you. If you're in partnership with someone, what I'm seeing is like the people around you and the people that both of you deal with, both of you have to agree with as well, kind of thing, right? It's kind of like that. There's something about for others of you, I'm getting also like for a period of time, it's you and this person and kind of like no one else. And it's not in a toxic way of like codependency. No, it's not like that at all, because again, you are your own world as well. I feel like you're someone who you can merge with someone, but that doesn't mean that that's all there is to you and that's all there is to that other person, just, you know, being halves of each other or whatever. A sense of like ownership of self is significant here too. It's going to become very clear to you as well who your true partners are in this lifetime, who really is here interacting with you, if you will, for their betterment and for your betterment, and not to like keep you in the ego kind of thing, right? In the not that we need to starve the ego, or if anything, there's a need to befriend it and understand it, but they want you to make sure that you're realizing that things need to be also, because the 6, we go back to like the numerology of it all, like it needs to be balanced, it needs to be harmonious, it needs to be there needs to be reciprocity. So something about that is significant too when it comes to your partnerships and the people that you end up like quite literally in a way merging with. You just how these people serve, or this person serves as a support system, you also do the same for them. So like, right, if that's why it needs to be equal, that's why it needs to be an equal give and take. And that might be something that a lesson that you've learned already, because maybe insecurities from the ego of kind of how do I explain this? Because how they're saying it is kind of like the ego is insecure, so it overcompensates for maybe feeling like it shouldn't be loved, it shouldn't be picked, it shouldn't be someone's partner, you know, they overcompensate or something like that. There's no more of that. There's no more of that, okay? As I feel like now, since you know your own worth, that's how you teach the ego, in a way, to be like, no, you are valuable too. Like there's no need to overcompensate here. Maybe some of you feel like in the past you've been overgiving. I mean, getting over too much availability, too much openness. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because obviously it served a purpose up to this point, but discernment is significant, boundaries are significant. All right, thank you so much, Pal2, for trusting me to read for you. I hope that this resonated, made sense, gave you clarity. I know it got wild, it got interesting. I love that, actually. I knew it was going to be wild and interesting when I saw this, and then I picked up the labradorite. It all kind of just made sense. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. Thank you to your spirit guides as well. Whew. Thank you, Gaia, for being here heavily in Pal2. And I hope to see you in other readings in the future. Bye-bye, Pal2. Hi, Pal3. If you guys picked the lilac butterfly, this is going to be your reading. I'm just gonna take a little sip of water, do a little bit of a energy cleanse here. I'm playing with my hair for some reason. Every time I find myself in between piles playing with my hair, it feels like some of you could heavily be like charged with a lot of energy. Some of you might want to put your hair in braids, if that's something that you do, or you might want to veil. You might want to cover your crown as well, because it feels, ooh, yeah, I'm even getting chills all over. See, I haven't even drank water and I'm already like in this. Um, wow. Okay. Pile 3 coming in strong. All right. All right. Let's see what's going on, Pile 3. If you guys missed the intro, you might want to go watch, but it's a little bit of a breakdown of the reading, but yes. So we are looking into the 6/6 portal, so June 6th. But then we're also looking into June 15th because 1 and 5 add up to 6. And then we're looking into June 24th because that also adds up to 6. So we're getting like the main theme from here. And then we are getting pre-shuffled things that I have to kind of dig into the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th. And then we're using tarot as well. And then we're going to get advice, especially from Mother Gaia. So let's get into it. The Queen, number 11. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's a full moon. You know what? June 11th has a full moon, Mother. Jesus Christ. That is so like, okay. Synchronicities. All right. Some of you could be bleeding with this full moon. If you're someone who menstruates, if you're a person who has a menstrual cycle. Rubies could be significant. Garnet, gold, lotuses, snakes. It's the year of the snake. The Queen. For some reason, when I read the Queen right now, I heard the Queen of Swords. So if some of you, and that makes sense because it's Gemini energy, but if some of you are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Queen of Swords is your card. So you know what I heard too? A snake in the road, but it then transferred into a fork in the road. This portal is big for you, Pile 3. I mean, how your energy was pulling me in initially without me even like, I made the conscious decision of disconnecting with Pile 2, but obviously I have to go through my rituals for it. But it was instant. It was just, you pulled me in very, very fast. There's something about that with this energy too. It's like sucking you in. This portal's like, it's open, but it's more of like, it almost feels like a wormhole or a black hole in the sense of like it's pulling in all of you. It wants to like transform you. Ooh, that is very interesting. All right, let's read about the Queen. Number 11. The full moon on the 11th is going to be significant, okay? And then I think it's a super new moon. A super full moon. Hold on, let me look at it. Yeah, it's a full moon. It's a full moon in Virgo? Is it Virgo? I do not know. I don't know why I didn't write that down. That's weird. I usually write on my journal. Like I have the dates and then I write everything that's happening if anything is happening. But I don't have the sign, but I'm pretty sure it's Virgo, right? Yeah. I could be wrong, but maybe that's significant for some of you anyways. All right, 1183, which is also 11. 8 and 3. Oh my God. Look at what I opened this to, by the way. The Healer with 110, which is 11, and then 111 over here. Shut up right now. The Light Worker, the Gifted, the Old Soul. Pile 3, stop it. Okay. Ooh, money, love, crown. Okay. Go ahead and pause this if you need to. I would recommend that you do. There's so much here. The Empress, the Mother Queen, the Sovereign. The Queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted by I just got really distracted by the thing that my iPad is playing 963 hertz right now, and for all of a sudden it's on a black screen, but all of a sudden things popped up, and like from my side vision towards my left, I was like, what's going on, so that just called my attention. Something to the left is significant. Okay, something from the corner of your eye as well. All right, the queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne, knowing the king draws near. She is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing less. Ooh, okay. If you're here from file 2, welcome to pile 3. Remember that card that you pile 2 had? I'm sorry, it's right next to me. I have to show it. Accept nothing less. It's literally here again. Entertain nothing less. Okay. And this is 38. And this is 83. Mirror numbers, also 11. Okay, my goodness. Okay, read Cleopatra's monologue in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, Act 5, Scene 2. Then read about Inanna, Tara, and Hera. Okay. When light, the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, and stillness. When dark, vain, wrathful, self-righteous, and demanding. Ego tripping. Okay. Nina Simone singing Stars at the 1976 could be significant. Jazz festival, jazz could be significant. Please pay attention to all of that right there. That feels like it's heavy confirmation for some of you. All right. Like her counterpart, the king, the queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and elegance that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the eagle, the queen is the expression of that eagle in the world. She is the lotus's bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and goddesses to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. I have that underlined for a reason, probably because it resonated with me heavily when I first got this card when I was working with this deck. But I'm going to read that again. To embody the queen is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. Oof. Divinity itself cradles her heart. I am underlining that as well. Also, I have to circle this. Put that in closing 11 because that's just it's so trippy. Okay. Wow. All right. I cannot wait to get into your oracles because my goodness. Okay. Let's look at the 6. Look at that. Peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. I'm also hearing you release your worries, your anxieties to the divine. You're someone who does that as a practice, maybe as a prayer that you do, or there's something about that. Something about like, I release my problems, my anxieties to the divine and I'm open to solutions, something like that. There's like understanding within understanding, all culminating here, which is probably where the peace comes in, right? Because you are at peace because you're in your righteous place on the righteous path. This portal really wants to remind you of that. It wants to show you just how much peace can be manifested around you, but it's because it's within you already, okay? All right, let's look at the 15th. A 6. You don't fucking say. You don't say. Cosmic wound, the divine feminine again. My goodness, pile 3. The synchronicities for you are going to get wild, okay? 11, 6, 3, 6, 9. It's just everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. I'm hearing, does it resonate? Is it resonating? That's what I hear. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Cosmic wound. That's you. Your wound is cosmic. You have a, you know, it's not gender specific, by the way, or like, you know, it's just because you're maybe someone who identifies as a man and who does not have, for example, a wound, right? Does not mean that you don't possess, again, at a spiritual soul level in general, a cosmic wound. You do, you definitely do, because you carry this energy of creation within you as well. Ooh, the bleeding with the full moon has to be very significant for some of you, though. And then for the 24th, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs and uprooting. There's that mirror energy again. That 11 energy again. Wow. As above, so below, as within, so without is what this is telling me. There's something with this portal about giving you a chance, or like, not a chance, what is it? Giving you, hold on. I'm just gonna, let me confirm what my train of thought is trying to get me through. Okay. I'm going to start over here, even though I usually start with this card, but this at the end of the month is interesting. Wow. Okay, the 7 of Pentacles, which is also the Star. One more. And the Hangman. Okay. So the 2 of Swords and also the Hangman. Okay. Okay. On the 24th, until the end of this month, is what I'm getting. Pile 3. Some of you could be realizing how, because we have such a break in the energy all of a sudden. We start off very flowy, everything makes sense, and then boom, we head into here. And it's like the tail end of this energy, the tail end of this portal wants to finally break an illusion for you, and something that you've planted the seed of wisdom a while ago, okay? Because all the roots are interesting too. And now it's time for it to come into fruition in some kind of way, because with the 7 of Pentacles, it makes me think of it's someone in the garden. They're waiting, they're kind of bored and just waiting for things to grow and bloom. They put in the work, but they realize that there's more work to be done, right? And then with the Hangman, it's someone who, again, because they realize that there's more to understand and more to gain clarity on, they put themselves in the Hangman position. There's something of, you're sacrificing something, or it's gonna seem, or to maybe to the outside world it seems like a sacrifice, but to you it was meant to be that way anyways. Maybe you were meant to uproot your life in some kind of way, or some aspect of your life is being uprooted here for the sake of an understanding of yours, a final choice to clear the air or something like that as well. Because this is also the Star, and the Star is about healing. It's balanced energy as well, but it's also about wish fulfillment for some of you. Okay. All right, let's see over here to see if I can kind of understand this a little bit more. It's a little bit backwards. So it's full circle moment. Also like how your healing is like a spiral is coming through. Even though this is for the 24th, it feels like it could also be in the beginning of it, of this. Look at that. More clarity being needed here with the Eight of Swords is very much like the Two of Swords. Again, you have the power to access the knowledge that you need to make certain decisions here. Obviously with the Queen, again, you have the power. I've got the power. You have the power here to balance, to see things for what they truly are. Because this is the Eight of Swords, but it's also, sorry, it's also justice. Excuse me. So look at that. She wears, her crown is truth. Her crown is enlightenment. Okay. I'm also getting the message of where you have been keeping the peace because you've kept your truth back. No more. This portal is not letting you do that anymore. This full moon is not letting you do that anymore. And you know why? Look at the bottom of the deck. The Six of Wands, which is also the Tower card in this deck. 6. Yeah. But then the Six of Wands is about triumph. And coming along with, look at that, the High Priestess. Fuck yes. Okay. I'm sorry I'm cursing. It just feels right when it feels right. But yeah, where you've been trying to keep the peace in a way. They're saying there's a difference between keeping the peace and just harboring or like kind of swallowing all of this negativity or accepting it as what needs to be around you when it actually, no, not at all. Like, speak your truth, be authentically yourself. If you have the clarity, once you know is what I'm getting as well. So once you know, like once you know, you don't need to be in this position anymore. You don't need to sacrifice yourself for anything anymore. Pile 3. Anything or anyone is what I'm getting. So this portal wants to empower you and wants to show you just how much power you truly possess and have access to as well. It's like this energy is opening up and like the throne, it's almost visually, okay? I'm seeing someone at a precipice of something, right? Like, let's say you're climbing a set of stairs and then there's a door that you need to open. The door is open already. So that's the portal itself. And now there's this energy like trying to like suck you into it because it wants to propel you forward and it wants to show you your throne. It wants to show you your power, just how powerful you are in a tangible way as well. And then again, once you have seen this, once you have access to this, there's no turning back as well is what I'm getting. But this is karmic justice for you too. Justice sometimes is number 11, by the way. And this deck is number 8, which usually tends to be strength. So it kind of just ties all of that together for me. Like you've had the strength to get this far. You've had the strength to soften to the will of like the timing of things. But you've realized now that you've always done it from a very empowered place. And that's really what they want you to know. That you've always had, even though you feel like you've had to surrender, right? To find yourself or to find the truth about things, to find your own power, your own manifestations, to find the path ahead for you. You've always surrendered from a place of power regardless. Wow. What an interesting message. What an interesting energy you're experiencing here. All right, for Cosmic Wound with Divine Feminine, what's going on here? Okay, I'm gonna pull another card because this card to me, this is the Five of Swords. So many swords. This card to me always is about the guides, in this case ancestors, wanting to say a little bit more. They're like, play with us, let's go. There's a lot more here than just one card. Okay. Oh wow, the Emperor. So this is the King of Swords. Remember when I said, when I see the Queen, I hear Queen of Swords, and now your counterpart is out here, the King of Swords, which is also the Emperor in this deck. Holy moly. Wow. So you are, some of you could identify with being a divine feminine, but some of you could have identified with being a divine masculine. But know that regardless of where you are here in this spectrum, both of these energies want to show you just how powerful you are. Both of them are here, the divine feminine and divine masculine energy. It's like they're playing cards. You guys are seeing eye to eye here about something as well. Oh, that is so interesting. About what? No fucking way. This is the Queen of Swords. Talk about, I mean, do you see that? This is these two people here. Some of you could be clearing the air. Some of you could be clearing the air with someone here. Communication for sure. And the Five of Swords tends to be a card about dissolution after an argument or after a fight. But here, it feels like everyone's putting their cards on their table. Everyone's showing their hand, if you will, because you're ready for it. Some of you, though, some of you could still be a little bit defensive because they're holding their cards really close to their chest. And then their sword is, it's in the holder, but they have actually two swords. And they're out and ready to be used, if you will. I mean, yeah. Maybe this is about you, Pile 3, speaking your truth. Again, being very authentic, very, not necessarily cutthroat per se, but definitely very clear in your delivery of what you want to communicate or what this person's maybe asking you and you're answering back. This conversation seems to be something that's not just going to clear the air, but also establish you, show you just how powerful you are, but show this person just how powerful you are. Wow, this is really beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. So we go from the 7 of Pentacles. You have Earth and everything else is swords, which is air energy, which is insane. But we go from the 7 to the 10. I like that, actually. Look at that union. It's very beautiful. Maybe this is happening within you, like your divine masculine and feminine energy are finally seeing eye to eye here. This portal is helping you kind of balance that energy. And again, 6 is the lovers. So maybe this is a conscious choice that you're making as well, to like not fight your inner masculine or not fight your inner feminine, if you will. There's something about healing that relationship and having it be symbiotic, having it be, it's already meaningful, but having it be more productive than it's been before. This is what that speaking or that communication feels like. It feels very productive. Okay. The Sun. So this is the 9 of Wands, and this is also the Sun. So you have the Star and the Sun that look very much alike here. Wounded Warrior comes through, because that usually comes through with the 9 of Wands, but here it's depicted so beautifully. It leads me back to even Pile 1, to be honest, where in Pile 1, I'm not saying go look at Pile 1, but something that in Pile 1 that came through was how the irritant becomes the treasure, right? So like the pain, the hurt, the things that maybe have made these energy within you, that is the power within you, seem murky or seem not accessible. It's now serving you in a way where it shows you just how powerful you truly are. All right, let's get into your advice here, pile 3. Oh wow, 19. Syrian V, responsibility, lesson, and growing up. Wow. There's a lot here. Mermaids. You could resonate with mermaids. Dolphins. This being. Maybe you are from Sirius. You're a Syrian starseed, maybe. Or the Syrian constellation. Is it a constellation? No, I don't even know. But might resonate with you as well. The ocean could be very significant to you as well. Even that blue makes me think of like a very oh my god, crystal clear waters. Why, I don't know why I couldn't say that. It leads me also back to clearing the air, clearing things up. No murkiness. It's very clear. All right, let's get advice from Gaia as well. Ooh, rebirth with the Phoenix, 39. Resurrection of personal power. Do you see this? How these two cards, two different decks, okay? But look at them. Bouncing off each other's, like that energy is in both. Wow. Such a magical deck, the Echo Femme Fantasy Oracle by MOOXIE. Highly recommend. It's so powerful. It's this one, by the way. All right, let's see. I know that's the fire energy, and I believe it has to do with passion, correct? And then we have the solar plexus with personal power. So resurrection of personal power, rebirth. Hell yeah. All right. 39. Some of you could be 39, 30, 39, dealing with someone who's 39. 3, 9, 6. Remember, we all agreed those were not interesting, important dates here. All right. The fire of the chaos, the fire of chaos in life can smooth and suffocate, leaving you, I'm like butchering all of this. Whew. Okay, pile 3. Can I read this, please? All right, let's do this. The fire of chaos in life can smother and suffocate, leaving you doubtful in any escape. But like the phoenix, you must move through the periods of death in order to be reborn anew. Envision yourself in a new form. You're finding new strength after a period of dormancy. Yeah, that's what that feels like. That makes sense now. If you embrace this new wave of energy with openness, you can maximize its potential and fly higher than ever before. Power, renewal, completion, embrace, and cycles. This thing back here, the end of the month, the tail end of this, could be a little bit of like the imposter syndrome showing up for you, because I feel like this is the energy that you're clearing, right? But it could be like showing up to like complete this, if you will. Okay. And support. So while you're feeling, you might get very deep into whatever kind of you felt like was taking your power away, but now you realize that it's you. It's within you. No one can take it from you, right? But maybe circumstances had that effect in your life, in your path. When you're revisiting those things, support comes in to help you through this energy, okay? ask for help, get more rest, and nurture yourself. So yeah, from the 24th to the end of the month, look at all this red here. Look at all of that. That all just comes together so beautifully. Ask for support. It's here for you. This time of transition, this time of transformation for you. You have access not just to your own inner power, but you also have access to your spirit guides, your ancestors, and they can help you. I think we said something like that. Did we say something like, I give my problems to the divine, right? Yeah. And I accept the solutions, and I accept the help, something like that. Maybe that's something that you want to do, like pray or make a little affirmation or something to help you with this energy as well. I'm a being of love, and I release all negative energy. I think it's not just negative energy. Negative energy is like the blanketed term for doubt, for what is it? Defenselessness. It's the energy of anxiety. It's the energy of feeling like you have problems that are out of your own control, and they're saying no. The control is here. The power is here. It's in your hands. It's tangible. You are like finding it again. You're rebirthing into it, if you will. You're shedding the old you that maybe had those limiting beliefs, but you're shedding it in the sense of with grace. You're doing it from a place of understanding how certain maybe blockages even helped you along the way regardless. Wow. Okay. I hope that this resonated, part 3. I hope it brought you clarity. It helps you out to move through this energy that we're all going to be experiencing very soon. And thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you to your spirit guides as well. Hope to see you in other readings. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye.